What's happening, everybody on YouTube? Steve here, Raiken Profit over at RaikenProfit.com, coming back to you with another live video. Hopefully you are all having a fantastic morning so far. I'm here with my buddy Jameson Philippi in the background. He's doing a little bit of Amazon work right now. But I wanted to come to you guys with some value this morning because I was reading through my comments like I do every single morning, and somebody was asking me advice about how to get sales as a new eBay seller. So if you're brand new to selling on eBay, or maybe you've only been selling on eBay for a week or two, this video is going to be perfect for you. I've been selling on eBay part-time to full-time over the last 5 years or so. And it wasn't too long ago when I was working at the Cracker Barrel 5 or 6 years ago, and I was just flipping bicycles on Craigslist. I was making good money. And then I had transitioned over to eBay, and I was able to scale my business full-time, quit my job, and since then I've moved on to all different types of things: eBay, Amazon, Shopify, YouTube, create my own products. So it's been a great adventure. Hey Hoovy, what's going on? Good to see you all. So let's talk about advice for getting sales as a new eBay seller. Let's just dive right into things. So the biggest thing that holds people back as a new eBay seller, and I talked about this yesterday, is the paralysis analysis. It's just overthinking things. You're watching all these videos, you're learning, you're researching, you're planning on what you're gonna do when you scale your business, and you're worried about workspace and having enough space, and am I gonna list items correctly, and am I gonna ship items correctly, and what am I gonna do if I get a return? And the problem is, as an eBay seller who is brand spanking new, you've just gotta list that first item. That's the key. You've gotta list the first item. You can learn one of two ways. You can learn from experience, or you can learn from watching videos and researching. You're always gonna get the most out of experience making your own mistakes. Don't be scared to make mistakes. It's going to happen. Obviously, research, watch the videos, listen to the podcasts and whatnot, but you gotta get out there and list that first item. And I would actually recommend, as a new eBay seller, I wouldn't even go to thrift stores yet. I wouldn't even start attacking the garage sales or visiting the local flea markets before you start to get some experience listing some items from home. The average person probably has anywhere from $500 to upwards to $5,000 of items sitting around that they no longer use. Clothing items, electronics, old shoes, maybe old suits, old dresses, all different types of stuff, computer items, old puzzles and video games and video systems and CDs. There's all different types of items that we have lying around the house that you can start listing on eBay. So get that first listing done. Good morning, Eric. And you're gonna learn a lot from that experience. So that's the key. Just have that faith, get started, take that first step, list that first item. And that's how you make sales, is you list items on eBay. That's the key. BFG says, just picked up a Western wear Pendleton jacket. Wow, that's beautiful. Nice job. Andrew says, hey Steve, new seller here, just started listing yesterday. So this is gonna be perfect for you, Andrew, perfect. So number two, and I actually got this suggestion from my main man Jameson behind me, and he put it in a very elegant way: stop creating crappy listings. So there's really nothing you can really do about this when you first get started. It comes with the territory. When you first get started, you're gonna create crappy listings. How so? Your pictures are gonna be poor, your keywords are gonna be poor and lousy, your titles aren't gonna be very compelling, you're not gonna include the information in the description that customers are looking for. Who knows? Sometimes you see people taking pictures, they're so excited, they buy their first item in Goodwill, and they're taking pictures in Goodwill with dirt on the floor and crap in the background. The key to selling your first item and your first 5, 10 items is, one, listing your items, but also two, creating value in your listings, taking high quality pictures. Now, you don't have to go out and buy a $500 DSLR camera or a $200 Canon point and shoot camera. You could do fine with your phone, but just make sure that you have a clean, distraction-free background, right? Make sure that you're taking multiple pictures, make sure your pictures aren't all blurry. Have good light. If you don't have a lighting kit, shoot away from the window. So if the light is, going away from you, you want to shoot away from the light. You don't want to shoot into the light. That's going to hurt your quality of your pictures, right? So one, you've got to list that first item. Start looking around your house. Start gathering items around, things that you don't use anymore, right? Then number two, start listing those items up and creating high quality listings. How do you know what a high quality listing is? Go research what other people are doing. That's how you're gonna get keywords as well. Since 1983, high quality keywords from the sold listings. You're gonna be able to, when you go into eBay, on the left-hand side, there's a thing that says sold listings. Towards the bottom, it's next to completed listings. Hit that and everything in green has already sold. Now you can also filter the sold listings to certain prices. So if you're looking to sell your items between 20 and 40 bucks, not every market's gonna bring that, but you can filter it so you can see what items are selling for the most money and then kind of reverse engineer the keywords they're using, what are they using for a description, item specifics, return policies, shipping information, all that, so on and so forth. So make sure to list your first item and then focus on creating high quality listings. Number three, most people again are gonna be held back by their own limiting beliefs in their mind. And the big limiting belief that people have as a new eBay seller, which holds them back from making sales because they never list items, is they say, well, I don't have any feedback. People aren't going to trust me. Why should I even get started? Why should I even list items? I have zero feedback. People are gonna think I'm a scammer. People are gonna think I'm taking advantage of them. And it's a simple fact that it's just not the case. Now, obviously your conversions might be a little lower and some customers might pass up on you. That's why when you're brand new and you don't have any feedback, you wanna really go above and beyond with your pictures, in your description. I would even suggest being a little more personal when you have zero feedback. So maybe saying something in your description at the end saying, thank you so much for checking out this listing. As you can see, I'm a new seller with zero feedback, but I'm really excited to provide as much value as possible to you. And I know that you're gonna love this item. This item comes from a smoke-free home. And I'm excited to ship this item to you quickly and safely. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Make it a little personal, right? I'm just freestyling off the top, but make it a little personal so when they're reading your description and you're a new eBay seller, they say to themselves, wow, I know what it was like when I was new at my job, or I know what it was like when I was new selling on eBay. You might have a reseller buying from you. So make it a little personal, and I think that'll help you. Over time, the more items you sell, the more feedback you're gonna get and your credibility is going to increase. So that's tip number three. Again, number one, list your first item, look around the house, start listing those up. Number two, focus on creating high quality listings, reverse engineer what other sellers are doing and model success. Number three, don't worry about feedback. That is gonna come, just make things more personal. Number four, get your listing limitations increased. Hey, what's up, Rob? Good to see you. Listing limitations are essentially caps that eBay is going to put on you in terms of how many items you can list when you're new and the overall value of items that you're going to list. So for example, they might cap you off at 5 items listed at $200. So once you list more than that, if you meet any of those criteria, you're not going to be able to list any more items. It comes with the territory, it sucks, but eBay's doing this because they're trying to prevent any people taking advantage. New sellers are most likely to take advantage of the sellers by scamming them, ripping them off, providing a bad service. And at the end of the day, when somebody scams another person on eBay, it looks bad on eBay and eBay's brand. So they're using these limitations to kind of vet new sellers to make sure you're providing high quality selling services, and then they'll slowly but surely increase your limitations. You can do that a couple different ways, one of two ways. One, I believe there is a link that you can click somewhere on eBay. If you just type in Google like lift eBay selling limitations, there's something that you can click to have them automatically lift it for you. If you're new, they're probably not going to do it until like a month in or a couple weeks. Or two, the best way is to just give them a phone call and say, hey, I need my listing limitations increased, and they're gonna ask you why, and then let them know I've got a bunch of inventory. They're gonna wanna know where you got it from, so on and so forth. But just be persistent with that, getting your listing limitations increased. Andrew says, is offering a free gift a good idea? Say I posted a backpack and throw in a matching themed pencil case. If you just throw it in, just like as a bonus, and you don't let them know, that would be a nice gesture for sure. I'm sure they would appreciate that. A couple other tips, Andrew. Handwritten note. When you're new, oh, beautiful, beautiful thing to do. Handwritten note thanking them. What's up, Victor? Another thing you can do is you can get some eBay thank you stickers. If you go on eBay or Amazon and type in eBay thank you stickers, present the item nicely when you ship it out. Put it in a little poly bag, fold it up real nicely, and put a little thank you sticker on the outside or write a little handwritten note saying, thank you so much. You know, this was my first sale, or this is my fourth sale on eBay. I'm really pumped up to, you know, help people out and provide great selling services. You know, just make something up. I'm just going off the top. And that'll definitely help you to get feedback. Also leave feedback for them, and that'll help as well. Focus on learning and not profit. That's the last tip I want to leave you with. When you're new, the key is to learn. The key is to learn how to list an item. The key to learn is, you know, how to analyze an item and research the sold listings. The key is, you know, learning how to take that first picture, how to ship that first item, how to respond to a message in your inbox. These are basic things, but the key is to learn the process, because over time, you're going to get excited. You're going to build momentum. You're going to start selling more items. It's going to become easier. When you're first getting started selling on eBay or Amazon or anything that you get started with, whether it's starting a gym routine, workout routine, it's the hardest when you first get started. So don't focus on maximizing profits. And, you know, like I would honestly say, when you're looking into sold listings, if you see the prices ranging from 30 to 40 bucks, I would price on the lower end. I would do everything in my power to just start making sales and learning the process, right? And I would take my sweet time during the listing process. I would take, like when I was first getting started, it was taking me 15, 20, 25 minutes per listing. That's okay. Don't beat yourself up. You see some people saying you should be able to list an item in 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. And I know some people can do it. Usually it takes me about 5 minutes per listing, sometimes less. It depends. If I'm listing like up a little video game or something, it'd take like 2 minutes. But don't worry about speed at first. Don't worry about maximizing profits. Don't worry about being the best eBay seller, right? Just learn the process. Hey, appreciate that. Let me see what, I want to read that last comment. Mark says, hey, Raiken, you're live. Cool, it's my birthday. Oh, happy birthday to Mark Corbett. Let's all welcome Mark a very happy birthday. What up, RVA Flips? Learning is a constant. Whether one feedback seller or 10,000 seller, always learning new things in business. That's it right there. Great advice. So I'm going to go through and read a couple comments. If you guys have any questions, ask a question down below right now. But do me a big favor. Let's smash that like button right now. We got a bunch of people watching live. Be sure to smash that like button. Show some love. Ann says, I think she's listening with all my might. That's awesome, Ann. Listening and listening. Hey, Nadir, good morning. Good morning to you. Eric's wishing Mark a happy birthday. Appreciate that, Eric. Thrift Trader says, truth. You quit learning, you quit growing. That's it. You know, I have an affirmation that I read every single morning, and it says, the more you learn, the more you earn. And I agree with that, you know. Leaders are learners. The more you learn, the more you earn. There's a lot of affirmations I have about learning. It's really important. Hey, what's up, James from Instagram? Good to see you, brother. How are you? Lisa says, Steve, in your early days, did you get frustrated and want to give up? How did you make yourself keep going? Let me think about that for a second. A big thing for me was being a part of the community, right? Like, one of the things that got me really excited, like, you gotta understand, I was dealing with a lot of pain as well. Like, I hated clocking in and clocking out at the Cracker Barrel. Like, I was working at a restaurant job, and I hated it. Like, some people are okay with, like, working a 9-to-5 job. I felt suffocated. I felt like, oh my God, like, it just was the worst. Like, I hated it. I hated getting told what to do, when to show up. I just hated my job so much that even listing and stuff, like, even though, like, maybe I didn't want to be listing or whatnot, like, I just made myself do it. I made myself a routine, right? And I had a routine, like, for the longest time. You got to remember, I was living at home with my parents back then. I was broke. Maybe I only had a couple $1,000s in my bank account, but it was slowly starting to build. But I think a lot of people overwhelm themselves and they put themselves, like, their back against the wall. Like, I focused on my routines. Like, I would list 10 items every single morning, 5 days a week. Sometimes I would do more. Sometimes I would take off the weekends, but I set up a listing routine, and I started to learn that, like, if I just took care of the basics, like listing 10 items a day, everything else, like, worked itself out. But I got frustrated, I got upset, but being a part of the community, the reselling community, and, like, interacting with other people, like, I would share my frustrations on, like, videos back in the day, and, like, I would talk to people, and it would help out a lot. That's why being a part of the community is so important, to have somebody to fall back upon. But you got to figure out what your pain is. What's your reason why you want to start this eBay business? Me, I wanted my freedom. I wanted my freedom. That was it. And, listing on eBay was like living in paradise, right? Plus, I was trying to find significance in my life. You got to understand, I came from a place where when I was 21, I got locked up and I was in jail. I was selling weed and I was 250 pounds and I was smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. And people looked at me like I was a piece of what. So I had gotten to the point where obviously that was, 3 or 4 years later. I had been holding down a steady job. I had quit smoking cigarettes. I had lost a couple of pounds. So I was starting to improve my life. But I had a fire underneath my ass, and I wanted to prove myself, not only to my parents, but to the world that I could make something of myself. And, at that point, I had actually started going to college, and I had got accepted into the X-ray technician program to be a radiology technician, and I had actually got accepted into that program, which was extremely hard. There were hundreds of applicants, and I was one of, I think, 18 or 19 that got accepted into it. I mean, I got straight A's, honor roll for a couple of years, and I was trying to change my life, and I learned about reselling, and I fell in love with it, and I wanted to prove myself. So you got to find your reason. I know I went off on a tangent there, but thought that was an interesting insight to keep in mind for yourselves, guys. Hey Greg, what's up? Thanks for the videos. Watching your videos have helped me start eBay and Poshmark, looking to the future. That's awesome, Greg. That's like the goal of this YouTube channel. It's like I want to help people to get started. I want to help the beginners. Obviously, I want to help the intermediates and the advanced people as well, and help you to take your business to the next level. And I'm always looking for ways to add value, whether that's sharing tips that I have or bringing on guests and stuff. But there's so many people out there who were like me, who they were just in a lot of pain and they hated their job and they wanted to change and they wanted freedom. And those people need help. They need help taking that first step. And that's what this video is about, getting sales as a new eBay seller, listing your first item, becoming aware of the opportunity, looking around your house and starting to list, learning to create those, high quality listings, taking the right pictures and stuff, and, not worrying about feedback. What's up, Jeff? Where do you suggest finding best products to resell first if you're just getting started? So first off, I would just start around your house. Most people probably have a good $500 to $5,000 worth of stuff in their house. Secondly, I would start asking around. I would start asking your friends and family if they have any junk that they want to get rid of. Honestly, I wouldn't even start. I know you guys are probably thinking thrift stores, garage sales. I would start at your house. I would start friends and family, any free junk they want to get removed. I would even start looking on the free Craigslist section or free Let Go section. I don't know if they have that. I don't really use Let Go. But I would start looking for free stuff. And then from there, after that, you start building some capital. Then I would start looking at thrift stores would be number one. Garage sales would be number two. And then you could obviously, source flea markets and stuff, but hopefully that helps. Hey, Ameem, what's going on? Can I start selling on eBay even if I am 16 years old? You could definitely start selling on eBay, but you're going to need one of your parents to link up a bank account or a credit card, one of those at least, because you're going to have to receive money somehow. So I don't think you can set up a PayPal. Obviously, you're going to need a PayPal account, or I know things are changing over, but you're probably going to need a parent to get started at that age. But you could definitely do it. Mark says, when's the next meetup? Any thoughts of getting on a reseller convention in CTRI Boston area, Rhode Island area? Next CT meetup is probably going to be January, probably after the holidays. But yeah, I would like to continue expanding it and bring more and more people together. So it's definitely an idea to, put together like a little convention or something. That would be cool. BFG, a product I sourced has original tags but has wear. Wondering about that. How does it affect price point? It's going to affect price point. You could usually sell that item as new with defects on eBay. So it's new parentheses other. You'll see that choice when you're listing your item. But yeah, it's going to affect the value a little bit. It just depends on the item. It really, really does. Obviously on Amazon, if it has wear, you can't sell it as new. They want it to be box store, shelf ready. But on eBay, you could definitely sell it. I probably have a 10 to 20% hit. Believe everything you teach us because listening to you is how I started my business when I was very sick and started when I could not go out. That's awesome, Blanca. Thank you. What's up, Boston's best? Good to see you, girl. Kim says, Steve, should I as a new seller on eBay, list auction or buy it now? It's going to be a personal preference. I like buy it now. You know, auctions are usually going to get more views. And if you don't understand how to price items, like by looking through the sold listings, which is really easy, all you do is go to the sold listings, and it's pretty intuitive. Auction will kind of protect you if you list a valuable item that's really valuable, has a big market, but you list it, like if you list it buy it now, $15.99, it's going to sell instantly. But if you do an auction, maybe it'll get bid up to $30. So that's really up to you. But I would experiment with both. Tips on Beauty says, so true, that's how I'm starting, and I've already made $560, stuff at my house and family members giving away awesome things. That's it. Get started around the house. It's the best advice. BFG, yep, you're welcome, you're welcome. So that's all I got for you guys. Got to get the day started. Today's day number 3 of the Tony Robbins event. So I'm actually here in New Jersey with my good friend Jameson for Unleash the Power Within. Today's gonna be a big, big day. Looking forward to going through the process and learning. These are long days, 12 to 15 hour days. So it's a lot of fun. It's like a Navy SEAL training for the mind, right? And I'll leave you off with this, guys. If you wanna change your outside world, whether that's your income, your health, your business, you first got to change your inside world. You've got to change how you talk to yourself. You've got to change your goals in your mind. You've got to change your reasons, and you got to figure out your why. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video. Appreciate you, Eric. Thank you so much. I'll let Jameson know you said hello. Hey, Mark, happy birthday again. I appreciate you. Michelle and Butler, thank you for being an inspiration. Thank you for watching. Appreciate those kind words. Hey, Blanca, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you all. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.